All righty. I think it's as good of time as any.
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time here. It's always a good time for some wrestling. And as I like to say every time we go live, hello, Game Changer Sports Network community. My name is Nick Lombardi. To my right is Mr. Jake Jollymore. Below me is the man himself, the ace in the hole, Mr. Martin Lee. And we are live with the GCSN Wrestling Hour. We love our friend Brian, who's here. We love our friend Luther. We are live on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and of course, Twitch. Guys, let us know you are here and watch.
The most important one, guys. If you have the access to go to the Twitch and watch us, please do. We need numbers on Twitch right now. So if you have a Twitch account, find us on Twitch, official_GCSN, and watch us on Twitch and not on Facebook.
Yes, please do. Be a friend.
You got some noise going on down there. What's up?
You hear it, son?
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right, cool. Got a little feedback there. So there you go. Now you're better now. All right.
There you go.
Well, we just got a big comment from our man Brian. So I think we should just go right to what the people want to talk about here. All right. I can't believe Lee just gave up the North American title. It just made the match with Cole and the North American title mean absolutely nothing. The reason Lee had BS was BS, and NXT shouldn't have put themselves in that situation. Martin, I'm going to start with you. What was your opinion of Keith Lee dropping the North American Championship?
All right, so when William Regal posted that tweet, I was like, okay, I think he's going to step down as general manager. But when I heard that Keith Lee was dropping the title, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make any sense because he just won the title and he's giving it for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have the same opinion as you. I mean, I remember we posted that meme that was very funny where, you know, it's like you're excited because you hear it's a major announcement. They never say big announcement. They always just say announcement whenever something's about to come out. And they happen to say big announcement. And then William Regal put that very cryptic tweet up there. And I'm like, oh, man, are we about to see the end of the era of Regal running the NXT brand as the on-screen general manager? But instead, what we got was Keith Lee giving up his North American Championship, in which it will be on a new winner at the next takeover via tournament. I was not a big fan of the decision either. I felt that why do the double championship stipulation? Why have it that Lee was champion going into the match? Besides just to try to boost ratings and make the match seem like a bigger deal. I just think it was a little bit overkill, especially if this is what we were going to do. With that, Jake, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Everything that NXT is doing right now is a reactionary move to whatever AEW is doing. Now, I say that specifically because of the ratings, and specifically that key 18 to 49 demographic.
Yes, we know all of the demographics now, Jake. If you did not know about demographics and ratings before, you know about it now, my friends.
It is people don't quite understand how important the 18 to 49 demographic is, which is really what AEW is now starting to push. And I love that they turned it into a gimmick. I absolutely love it. It's hilarious. However, WWE being over 50 is, how shall I say, concerning. Because if let's say you're 54 right now, in 20 years, there's a very good chance that you're not going to be watching wrestling anymore for any various reasons. Let's start with that.
That every 70-year-old dies, Jake? Is that what you're trying to say? There's an expiration date, sir? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, that's actually exactly what I'm suggesting. They maybe on a good year will get 10% of that 55 and older community. Whereas AEW 20 years from now, in that 18 to 49 demographic, very much more likely to still be watching in 20 years. And that's the important thing. You want to build and build and build. And to segue real quick, and I'm going to say this next sentence and we'll come back to it later.
Okay.
Everything that Vince McMahon told the shareholders concerns me.
Yeah, we should maybe talk about that. Why don't we go right into that?
All right, let's go right into that.
And a lot of news came out of it. One piece of news I found very interesting is that WWE is considering options of filming in different locations. One of the rumors going around and one of the things that was suggested is that SummerSlam not be taped at the Performance Center, instead be on a beach. Maybe they do the thing that UFC did, go buy themselves an island, or possibly they go get themselves a cruise ship and put a ring on it and have SummerSlam there. Now, Jake, I don't know about you, but I
seem to recall that happening once or twice before.
I've never seen it in my life. That's just very shocking to me. I don't know. Has it ever happened to you? I don't know what the hell's going on right now. Are we good? I don't know who was that?
Whoa. Mark, okay. I think you're having a lot of technical difficulties tonight, my man.
No, I think it might have been me, but I got no notifications that I was getting a call. So that's very weird. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We're here now. But now, Jake, I've never heard of a wrestling company put a ring on a boat before and have people wrestle on it.
I gotta say, Vince McMahon really is an innovator in this industry.
So
he thinks of things that nobody has ever thought of, such as a wrestling cruise.
That is amazing.
Oh man.
Yes. So yes, WWE's considering that. And real talk, besides it's funny because it's literally what you just said, where it's reactionary to everything. But let's talk about that for a second. Would them changing locations for SummerSlam be a good idea just to change everything up a little bit?
Why? What's the point? You're not going to – there's one thing I can definitively say. Under no circumstances, hey, we're on a boat, and we'll go T-Pain up here. I'm on a boat. I don't care. Because if the quality of match is still garbage and the quality of storytelling is still trash, then I have zero interest in watching it. Nick, Last time I watched a WWE event, we watched it together.
Yes, we did.
When was that?
Was it Money in the Bank or was it before Money in the Bank?
I never even watched Money in the Bank, which
Oh,
is
so
my
that's right.
favorite event of the year.
Right. I forgot what
It
show
was
we.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania. That is the last thing I watched, and I have zero interest or zero plan to watch it again. Don't mind me. I just got a text.
Well, so I'm just sharing on myself. You know, Luther agrees with us. No, he said Vince McMahon is somewhat of a genius.
Luther, I just want you to know, because I like you, that was literally all sarcasm.
I agree. I think he agrees with you, Jake. I think he's also being sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. I want to make sure we have no disconnects here on the GCS. Wow. GCSN Wrestling Hour.
Where do we work, Jake? There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Wait. When do we want to give them the bad news?
We'll give them the bad. It's not bad news. It's just news.
It's definitely bad news.
It's not bad news, and we'll get to it at the end. Now you all have a reason to watch the rest of the video.
All right, bad news coming at the end.
Bad news coming at the end just to leave a terrible taste in your mouth. So I mean, listen, I don't think it's a bad move for them to try to change aesthetics because I just think that it's looked so formulaic. It's looked so tired.
Give me empty arenas.
Say it again.
Every arena looks different. Give me empty arenas.
Yeah, no, I mean,
not just a PC. Don't give me a freaking boat. I don't care. It's been done. I've seen it. You're not innovative. Give me different arenas and still travel. Do your thing.
Well,
do your full schedule.
At least when you look at let's say AEW, what they've been able to do, even with their only using one space, every specialty show feels different. It has a different look. They use different camera angles. NXT, Raw, SmackDown all feel the same. They feel like the same show every time. And because it's indoors and because they film it more often than AEW does stuff, pre-taped than live, it feels tired and it feels super rehearsed.
Do you think there is a real cause for concern when you look at the AEW and the NXT ratings?
For NXT?
Yes.
Martin, I'm going to let you answer that one first, bud.
Yeah, I think there is I think there should be because every time you look at the ratings, it's always AEW. Sure, you have actually winning a week or two, but most of it is AEW. And to me, that's concerning because WWE is the biggest promotion in the U.S., around the world, and you're losing to AEW.
I think I said it perfectly in our group chat. I was expecting AEW to win again this week. However, I wasn't expecting NXT to drop damn near to 650K.
Yeah, I did not expect them to go as low as they did. And it's what's bad is that while AEW, both AEW and NXT have fluctuated, they've had moments where they really yo-yo a lot. But for the most part, and I'm just using puns because I like using puns, they have a curve and they have a pattern where they plateau, where they don't deviate too much most of the time. WWE is all over the place. When they are promoting a big show, it spikes up like crazy. When it is just a regular episode of NXT, it drops. Now, again, you have the WWE Network. Again, you have DVR. I get that. But what that means is that AEW is becoming must-see. And when you become must-see, you are inherently more interesting. You are admitting that they are the more interesting brand, and you're the show that gets watched when the person has time to watch it. That's a problem.
Can you name off the top of your head the one big thing that happened on the weeks that NXT won? It's 2 words.
No, well, it's them it's either title matches.
Nope.
Or it's them bringing up somebody that wasn't there, like as if Sasha Banks was there.
Boom!
Or if Bayley was there.
That's it. No. That's it right there. Every week that the NXT beat AEW, one certain person was involved. Sasha Banks. That's it. And now AEW can hang their hat on the fact that the Young Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade of all teams, the Butcher and the Blade, got a 1 million rating. So God forbid you make a main event next week where it's the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros in another ladder match. What's that going to do? Freaking 2 million? If you can get the Butcher and the Blade to get 1 million. Andy Williams from Every Time I Die looks like a fat pig. For the record, guys, I know Andy Williams personally. So,
oh wow,
I know him from the music world. I'm gonna back up the train there.
Back up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not just calling him a fat pig. I like literally know him. So, moving on.
You're a little bit less of a bad person than we thought.
I actually toured with him with the bands I've toured with.
Oh, very nice guy. Very nice.
One tour was a fun time.
Listen, that's a cause for concern. It's a cause for concern that there doesn't need to be a specialty thing happening or a specialty attraction for them to win over NXT. I do think that it's a mixture of they're the new kids in town, they're the new interesting thing everyone wants to watch. But the scary thing is NXT for a long time inherently was the cool kids place. That's where the real wrestling fan went. It was cool on its own for what it was. And it's becoming not cool for what it is. It's becoming too mainstream. It's exactly what I said was the problem when 3 years ago they started doing these NXT crossover things. NXT getting up. No, leave NXT alone. Let it be its own thing. Nope, it's a third brand now. Now it's an official part of the brand, and it's not. You don't get called up. You just get traded to Raw or SmackDown.
And this is all just based upon the knowledge we have at this moment. What if the ratings drop is because Adam Cole lost the belt? Keith Lee, very well. Is Keith Lee talented? Yes. What if he's not a strong champion?
Well, listen, Jake, he's only been champion for how many weeks now? 2?
And he hasn't shown any fierceness. He doesn't have the turn it up level. He sounds like he's putting me to sleep. And I mean that in the most the soft, very somber, nice voice. He sounds like he's trying to read me a bedtime story and put me to sleep. He doesn't sound like he has any fierceness and or competitive edge to him.
It's interesting because I don't know if you guys have seen, but obviously those that did saw what happened between Adam Cole and Pat. I forget. I always fucking his name.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee on his show where he lost his cool. He cursed at him. He shoved one of the guys on the show, and he walked out and stuff. Now, when I first saw that, I expected it was a work. But I said to myself, now this is kind of interesting. You could start building a subtle story that Adam Cole is frustrated and WWE doesn't know what to do with him because of contract stuff, because he lost the title, he's getting edgy with the UE, he's angry. There's a lot you can do with that. They immediately today ruined it. By having Triple H go on the show and say, hey, Pat, if you want to settle the score with Adam Cole, come on to NXT.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody wants to see Pat McAfee face Adam Cole. Nobody.
Look down. Why'd you bring up this comment again?
I threw my hat and it just hit it. That's what happened. I was enraged when I saw that. Why? Who wants to see that?
I'm gonna be honest. I want to see Pat McAfee in the ring, but not against Adam Cole.
I don't want it to be like. But I want Pat McAfee. I like him a lot. I think he's great on commentary. I think he's hilarious.
Funny.
He's
love him.
funny as shit. I think he's a great guy. There's no indictment against him. But this is becoming like it feels like a celebrity fight. Why? I don't want it to feel that way. Make it that he's a wrestler, but don't make it that it's like Stephen Amell coming to wrestle. Stop it. That's not what this is.
Yeah, he's a commentator. He's a commentator, not a wrestler. I mean, Q has a commentary desk, not in the ring.
But now, hold on. Jake, we got a good, interesting comment from our man Brandon. He brings up Butcher and the Blade versus Young Bucks got 1 million views with 5 minutes of AEW remaining. Which means everyone watching NXT turned over to AEW before it ended. AEW will become exactly what NXT is today. After a year or so, it becomes normal and the hype dies. Now, here's
whoa. Me and Brian butt heads on our opinions a lot, so I want to start this off.
Go ahead.
How can you say in a year from now, when the hype has died down, when we are almost a year in, and I quote from a year ago, a year from now, when the hype dies down, how many times do we have to wait a year for the hype to die down before we realize the hype doesn't die down?
Well, listen, what I always said about AEW from its start was the challenge they have is every night can't be a pay-per-view quality match where the most insane thing happens all the time. It can't be because you use all your ammo. That's it. And then what happens is it becomes stale. And let's just say what it is. That's what happened to NXT. You know what NXT did? It brought back wrestling. It was a wrestling show. NXT was not TV 14. It was PG. And it was wrestling. And it was such a novelty to people that it brought us back to the thing we loved about wrestling, which was the fact that it was wrestling. And now what's happened? It's made it that the standard of matches in NXT, the standard of matches even on the main roster, are all the same. We got used to it. So I understand what he's saying because you don't want to get stale. But as you just pointed out, Jake, it's been a year and they've been able to remain interesting, new, without having to sign a bunch of new people, without having to do a bunch of crazy stuff. They've been able to stay fresh. And I don't see
whoa. I strongly disagree on they haven't had to sign new people.
No, I didn't say
signed many new people.
Not a lot of new people. It wasn't like they had to buy a whole roster.
They essentially did.
No, they did not.
Brian Cage wasn't there on day one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
FTR was not there on day one.
Right, but Jake, the meat of the roster is still there. That was there from day one. That's a fact.
Yes, but so you're saying they haven't had to interchange?
No, that's what I'm saying.
They just added two.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, misunderstanding. My bad.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, Brian now says here, Jake, NXT had hype for 3 years straight. It is now and finally dying down. AEW probably has another year of hype, then it will die down.
NXT is only dying down because it is still in the WWE machine. And at some point, Vince puts his hands into the product, no matter what it is. That's exactly what happened here.
They were the thing that was against the machine, and then they became part of the machine. And now they're not cool anymore. I don't know, Martin. Are we just blabbing on and on? Are we making good points here? What do you think? Do you think that NXT still has the coolness value to it, or do you think it's going away?
Yeah, I'm with you guys because I get what you mean. I mean, the main roster in NXT, the matches are kind of the same. I mean, I get it. Your matches are the same. So do you have anything new or what?
No, it feels very much the same. And right now, I'm just going to say, I mean, if we look at just NXT, the roster itself for a second, right? For weeks, all I did was criticize the AEW women's division, right? All I did, and for good reason. It was a mess. It's still not great, but I give them credit. they're making it interesting. We've seen a couple of pretty great matches. Sheeta's going to be in action this Wednesday. It's going to be cool. Big Swole's getting good time. Britt Baker's still getting airtime even though she's injured. There's reasons to kind of be excited about their division. Impact. Their division, to me, is one of the most interesting in professional wrestling right now. Deonna Purrazzo is insanely talented. She just oozes championship material. The NXT women's division, what is it? What is it?
It's a far cry from what it was literally only 6 months ago.
It has become what the main roster women's division is.
But I mean, I think even less. You have the two. Io is your champion right now. Awesome talent. A+ quality stuff. You have Rhea Ripley, who I'm just going to say it, she's damaged. She's damaged. She's that thing of, oh, when you lose, you get the rub anyway. It didn't happen. It did not come across that way. It just
did it only not happen because as soon as she lost, she disappeared?
I think because there was no crowd. I think because she disappeared. And I think because Charlotte was still doing the same things. And at the end of
take me out for a few minutes.
Okay, no problem. I just think that there wasn't a lot happening with her. So you had Rhea Ripley, who's damaged goods. You had Charlotte, who has gone on vacation. Who is the biggest, she's supposed to be the best woman in the division there. You had Tegan Knox, who just lost her shot. She lost the title match. You have Dakota Kai, who's going to be the next one in line. But we've seen so much of Dakota Kai already. I don't know what else there's left to show. Yeah, you got Blackheart, who I guess is interesting. You got Aaliyah, who's interesting. But besides that, Martin, you tell me, who am I missing? Who else is there?
Mercedes Martinez?
And Mercedes Martinez. There you go. That was an egregious miss there. But she just showed up. For all purposes, she just showed up. Now I think she's a good boost because she's a veteran. People know her name. She's great in the ring. She has an awesome look. But, man, I'm concerned. I am concerned about this NXT women's division. The NXT women's division used to be the crown jewel of NXT. It was one of the most their women's division was just as much, if not at times, more of a draw than their men's division. All I know is when I went to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, I did not go for Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor. I did not go for that match. I went for Sasha versus Bayley. That's why I bought those tickets. That's why me and my friends went in there and screamed our head offs.
And now that's gone.
That mystique is gone completely. And I don't think that they thought about it. I think if you look at the way the roster moves have been, of what they've done to that division, they weren't thinking about rebuilding a women's division. They weren't thinking about having new people in there and refilling those roles. They tried with Kairi Sane, but then she left. Ember Moon they tried with. They tried with Shayna Baszler. All of them did real well. Then you bring them over to the main roster and they die. I mean, I don't know. Hello, Brandon. How are you, man? Thanks for joining. I don't know, Martin. I mean, what do you think the problem with the women's division is in NXT?
I think the problem is that there's talent, but there's not really, you're not really putting a lot of people on television because I can't remember the last time you have an interesting storyline that's not the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah. There's no interest. There's no entertainment value at all around what they do right now.
Yeah, then you look at Impact and AEW, who have a great Impact, who has a great division, AEW, who has an okay division, but they're improving, which is a lot more interesting than the NXT Women's Division. I mean, when the NXT Women's Division was at its peak, it was the best division in wrestling, hands down.
Hands down. And I'll tell you something right now. of all the people that left in their contracts on that Black Wednesday that we all talk about and know, Deonna Purrazzo was the one no one was giving that much credit to. Everyone was like, oh, you're going to miss Rusev. Oh, you're going to miss this person, that person. Deonna Purrazzo went to Impact Wrestling and said, I'm going to show you why you just made the dumbest decision of your life allowing me to leave by cutting me like that. And man, oh man, she just had, in my opinion, her match with Jordynne Grace, best women's wrestling match this year so far. I can't think of a women's match. There isn't.
I would agree.
Agreed.
I don't know. And now as we're wrapping up the women's talk here for NXT, let's go to our man Brian. He says the NXT women's division is bad because of booking. Ripley shouldn't have lost the Flair. Then most of the women got called up to the main roster to do nothing. Now Shayna has been made to look like a joke. Bianca is now a makeshift team. Now in a makeshift team. Shayna is a lackey for Asuka, and they haven't built anyone since. I agree.
Wait, so what is Belair doing now?
I don't know what Belair's doing.
Teaming with Ruby Riott.
She's with Ruby Riott?
She's teaming with Ruby Riott.
So what is this makeshift team? So
Belair and Ruby Riott?
Her and Ruby Riott. But why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
You already have the built-in tag team of Liv. Yeah, right there. You already have the built-in tag team of Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. Why would you throw Bianca Belair into that?
No, because the Ruby Riott Liv Morgan thing entanglement is even worse than the Dakota Kai Tegan Nox one. It's the stupidest shit in the world. It makes no sense. But whatever. Let's go back to this shareholders meeting that happened today with WWE as we come to the 32-minute mark of this stream for us. WWE made a very interesting quote. Vince McMahon made a very interesting point to say they are considering, they believe and they want to have a show in Saudi Arabia before the year is over.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
You gotta get that blood money.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but that's literally the truth. If it's gonna pay them, they're gonna do it.
Now they specify when they were asked about it and stuff like that. That listen, obviously COVID is the determining factor. It is what it is. They're going through the same thing that we're going through. But if we can do it, they want to do it. I mean, how much longer of this relationship do they have?
5 years, I think.
Is it
7
5 years?
No, they have 7 left.
Is it 7 left, or was it a 7-year deal? It was a
10-year deal.
It was a 10-year deal.
It was a 10-year deal.
So then they got at least 7 years left.
Yes.
I mean, that's.
There's one specific headline I'm looking for right now. Give me a second. From the shareholders meeting.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that came out of that shareholders meeting that was very interesting. Triple H specifically was asked about AEW.
Oh, got it.
I don't know if that's the one you're bringing up, Jake. Is that the one you're
No, I'm going to Vince McMahon's response to the low ratings.
Oh, okay. So how about you hit up that?
So real quick, the exact quote from Vince McMahon himself. We have a 30-plus year track record of creating compelling characters and engaging a variety of audiences, and we obviously remain confident we can continue that with our collective ability, even in the midst of challenging environments with no live audience. Okay. I've said this since day one on this show. Name me this generation right now, not John Cena. He's not in this generation anymore. Name this generation's The Rock. Who is it? Who's this generation Stone Cold Steve Austin? No? Nothing? Okay. How about The Undertaker? No? Quiet again. Look at that. There's none. You have nobody that transcends the WWE, and that's why the ratings are so low. Yeah, I get it. The WWE doesn't want to make a star that's going to bail on them. They have to stay relevant, though. They have to make that next John Cena. They have to make that next The Rock, The
Well,
Undertaker.
well, Jake, don't you understand? That was supposed to be Roman. You sacrificed 5 years, more than that, 6 years. 6 years of sacrificing talent after storyline, after real organic build of people. You sacrificed all of it to make Roman Reigns. And in the moment that you need him most, he's not here. He's nowhere to be seen. Now, there's reasons. I'm not pretending that there's no legitimate reason. He's thinking about his health. He's thinking about his wife and his kids. I get it. But that's the problem. We can talk all day about the Dean Ambroses when he was here. We can talk all day about the Seth Rollinses, the Bray Wyatts, all those people. We can talk about all of them, but they were all a full tier lower than Roman.
Imagine for a moment with me. We're in an alternate universe. Imagine they actually strapped the rocket to Daniel Bryan and the star he would have become if he had won. I think it was 30 Royal Rumble 30.
The Royal Rumble. Well, so hold on. So you're talking about the Royal Rumble that was leading to WrestleMania, where he eventually wrestled.
Yes.
Okay, so the one where
Batista they had the one. No, it's gonna be the one that Roman won.
Oh,
the fans going in wanted Daniel Bryan.
That was 2015 when it was in Philadelphia. Yes.
The fans were ready to freaking riot, first of all. But imagine with me the organic transcendence of Daniel Bryan in that moment.
Again, somebody who left because of injuries.
Yes.
But still.
Now, imagine the transcendence of Bray Wyatt as the Fiend if they didn't screw him up with Brock Lesnar. Because that was organically going off the charts. And then hit a wall because he lost to Lesnar.
They screwed him up because WrestleMania 30 happened, and they ended up rectifying it. I've talked about
too
that.
Late. You never get a second opportunity in wrestling.
No, but they rectified it. But the thing was, Jake, you had 6 gap years. But you could have done something with it. That showed me was he was a breath away from greatness for 6 years. That should piss them the fuck off.
And they did nothing with him.
Infuriated. Martin, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And they did nothing with him. I mean, you have Bray Wyatt, who is an amazing talent, and he is so close to becoming someone in the league. But then you do nothing with him for like 6 years.
Well, no. What do you do? You do the Bray Wyatt syndrome with him. He's a great character. He would start a program. He would come out looking like a badass. He would do all this sadistic, crazy stuff. You know, that was always like the thing. Whenever you knew when Bray Wyatt was about to come and mess you up, but he'd lose every time. Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton. I mean, the only feuds he won were Daniel Bryan at first when Bryan joined the Wyatt family, which then Daniel Bryan destroyed him, and Dean Ambrose. And that match ended because Dean Ambrose tried to pull a TV set, it electrocuted in his face, and he hit the Sister Abigail. Every other major feud, he lost. Every time. Then you give him the WWE title. The people go absolutely fucking ballistic. They're like, oh my God, you gave him a title? Randy Orton's playing second fiddle? Oh, this is awesome. We have a new Wyatt family. This is great. Oh, Randy Orton's going to win the Royal Rumble. Oh, we're just going to beat Bray? Oh. That might have been the worst WWE match I've ever seen in my life, WrestleMania 33.
And that's the problem with WWE, because you have Bray Wyatt, who the fans love, and you don't even have him win almost every feud. I mean, I get it, but you only have a win against Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose. Now that's when you have a problem, because he should have won a lot more feuds.
It just goes back to the point of that they don't create characters anymore.
Let's put this into perspective. The fans love and adore Angel Garza right now.
They do.
It's not just an in-house thing where he reminds the world of Eddie Guerrero.
He does.
And the world loves Eddie Guerrero. And what is the WWE doing? Nothing. Now, look at AEW. And I'm going to go across. This isn't just an AEW to WWE comparison. Look at AEW. What are they doing with Orange Cassidy right now?
Investing in the fuck out of him.
Look at Impact Wrestling. What are they doing with Ace Austin right now? Look at New Japan. What are they doing with Evil right now?
You had to make me sad, man. You had to make me sad. Remind me of that.
I did.
It's messed up.
Actually. Yeah. You gotta just stare out the window.
Everything is evil. Go ahead.
WWE is relying on their quote-unquote heavy hitters who aren't heavy hitters anymore. When was the last time Seth Rollins actually meant something? Also, what is Seth Rollins missing to make him that transcendental piece? He's got the look.
He has the talent. We know he has the talent.
Absolutely. He has the charisma. Why is he not transcending? Why is he not the next John Cena? Because he likes to be a heel? Cool. We're in 2020. Heels aren't even heels anymore unless you're in AEW and your name is MJF. Not the point. Heels don't even really exist anymore, and the WWE still can't figure this out.
Yeah, it's sad because we're in a world now that heels are actually cool, and then we just do not get what the fans want anymore.
But
being bad is cool.
Being bad is cool, but the thing is, when Seth Rollins he's been a great heel, where he's been the chicken shit heel you want to see him get beat up. He's been the cool heel that you want to see him get beat up. What he's doing right now is this weird middle ground thing where I don't want to see it. It's not engaging for me. Seth Rollins with J&J Security, that was engaging for me. Seth Rollins with
that entire storyline of the Authority with Seth Rollins was some of the best stuff Seth Rollins has done.
Awesome stuff. Great stuff. His feud, when he came back and they tried to keep him as a heel, but they knew they really couldn't do that for a long time, but they tried to keep him as heel, that was good. This is just not, I don't know where it's going. Well, tonight, I know Dominic was supposed to, I just realized that Raw's on right now, and I'm not even watching it, keeping update. I know Dominic was supposed to,
Monday.
Dominic was going to confront Seth Rollins. I swear to God, if the confrontation is him not dropping to his knees and admitting he is the savior and him joining his cult, I'm done with wrestling.
I mean, that's a little extreme. You're probably not going to be done with wrestling. You should probably just invest in a new product. And honestly, Impact Wrestling's really been impressing me more and more lately. The Motor City Machine Guns winning the belts last week. Oh, A1. A1. And I feel like and I follow Ethan Page on Twitter. You know, no big deal. I feel like the North is getting a vacation, so we'll see them back in a little bit.
Brandon's saying that he feels you think Seth is there until the baby is born?
What do you mean by that?
Do
you think he's just like in a complacent spot until the baby's born and then taking some time off?
I just mean in general, do you think he takes significant time off when the baby's born?
Of course, yeah. I think
he's going to take a week or two off.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know what you'd replace him with. That thing is the coolest thing right now in WWE is two things. The coolest thing right now
is not watching.
Randy Orton, This is my. I'll say my 2 things, and you tell me your things.
Okay. Okay.
I think Randy Orton, because I just want to know where the hell this thing is going, where he's just killing people. And Drew McIntyre, because he's inherently cool. He's inherently a cool person. They have no one with him to work with, but he's inherently a cool person. Also, I'll say the stable right now with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and
Bobby Lashley.
I like that. That can be good.
The best part of the WWE is changing the channel.
Oh, God. What a horrible thing he just said. Can you believe he said that?
Hey, am I wrong?
Oh, rude.
Where's the lie? There isn't one.
Well, that stuff, sure. I want to go right now to the quote Triple H was said during the shareholders meeting, because he was asked about AEW. I want to find exactly where it is. As per Triple H, we have been given the game. AEW is attracting attention for now. This is what he had to say about AEW. To me, there's a moment in time when you begin something and it's very exciting and it's fresh and there's some interest in it. Certainly. But it's a big world. We continue to be focused on our product, continue to be focused on the development of our stars and our performers. And as Vince said earlier, we have a very long track record of doing this incredibly successfully for many, many, many years. And we will continue to do so. The fact that he basically just did a straight up carbon copy of what Vince McMahon said is really, really concerning, because all we WB fans have ever said is, well, it's okay, because when Vince retires, or the morbid people would say, when Vince dies, it's okay because Triple H is going to save everything.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's really morbid, because Vince McMahon isn't giving up that company.
He's not going until he dies. He's dying in the gorilla position. I'm convinced of it.
Exactly.
He's going to fall asleep during a match. He's going to go. Like, I really feel that way. But, I mean, is that just what he's saying to these guys right now, just to get through it? Or do you think he really feels that way? I say it to both you and Martin. Whoever thinks of it first.
I don't like it. It smells off to me. That's not a Triple H thing to say. And if they beat the corporate hammer over his head, the WWE is in for a long and concerning future. Now, if Triple H is just saying things to say things, and we get, and this is, I'm going to be really, this is just something so wild that I thought about probably 6 months ago when the real decline started. What if Triple H and the boys, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, what if they're all biding their time to go out and start their own company? Much like AEW.
No way.
No, hear me out.
Yeah, that would be something.
The only real obstacle in all of this is that Triple H is married to Vince McMahon's daughter.
Well, he's
the real obstacle.
No, he's there. That's it.
However, you're right. You're absolutely right. But you've seen Triple H change a lot over the last year in how he views the wrestling industry. Now, he could be putting on a show for Vince himself to make a move, or he got the corporate hammer bashed over his head. It's one or the other. Does Triple H seem like the kind of guy that's going to take the corporate hammer too lightly?
I think that he said the most politically correct thing to a bunch of shareholders that don't know anything about wrestling.
If I'm a shareholder, I'm bailing right after that meeting.
I think
that's concerning.
Looked at them and said, listen, and you know what? He might very well have confidence that he feels like, hey, listen, I think that right now we're in a difficult time, but I do think that we're going to right the ship at some point, and that eventually their popularity will plateau, and we'll find the water. But here's the problem: stop finding new bottom. You hit the bottom. That's it. The point of hitting rock bottom is you hit it and you stop. And you put a stop to it and you start to rebuild. They have consistently found a new bottom. You gotta stop doing that.
There's another one coming soon. It's only a matter of time before NXT goes under 500,000.
At that point, you're telling me to go under 500,000. We're talking Impact Destination America levels of bad.
Yeah.
You realize how bad that is?
They're not that far off. They're only 150,000 people off. Actually, wasn't it 614 to be exact?
I don't remember the exact. I don't remember
was it 614 or 641? Either way, they're not that far off from 500,000.
Yeah, I can't find it. No, I mean,
AEW is trending up and up and up. We can all say, in a year.
Oh, wow. Okay. I muted somebody. Let's try this. Jake, go ahead.
We can all say in a year, AEW is going to start coming back down, blah, blah, blah. You can't definitively say that, but we can definitively say right now that AEW is on an upward trend and NXT is on a downward trend.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to believe that will change in the next month, in the next 2 months. 3 months, yeah, it could change. I'll give you that. But in the next up to 2 months, we're going to continue to see a downward trend in NXT and an upward trend in AEW. AEW is going to hit 1 million by the end of that 2 month span. I can guarantee it.
Well, if NXT continues to be uninteresting, then yeah. NXT, if you look at what they both are, NXT is nowhere near as interesting as AEW.
It's not.
Right, go ahead, finish your point.
It's not interesting. It's not entertaining. It only puts on good wrestling. That is it.
If they did not set the standard of it being more than that, we'd be like, okay, this is what happens when you stop them from being the cool developmental brand. When now they have to be a mainstream show. Because now it's a totally different ballgame. What they were doing before 5 years ago, 6 years ago, was cool. Now it's like, I feel like I'm watching SmackDown Light. That's what it feels like. Oh, man.
I don't disagree.
Brian thinks you're out of your mind. Jake, you've officially lost your mind. You say a lot of crazy things, but this is the craziest. He says, how can you blame WWE? Rock, Austin, Hogan, Cena, Batista, Jericho. Now Taker have all left them. Jericho went to AEW and is now competing against them. Hogan left and went to TNA to compete against them. Cena, Rock, Batista left for Hollywood. Taker was the only real trooper.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Hogan never left WWE to go to TNA specifically to fight with the WWE. He left for the payday in the middle of him needing back surgery. That's it. That is it. He only
after the midget wrestling promotion he had for True TV failed. People forget about that. He did that.
The goal of TNA in 2010 was never to compete with the WWE. It was just to garner attention. They made that move to garner attention. They never wanted to say, hey, we want to take out the WWE. That's not a thing they ever did. Hogan had no say in that. Bischoff had no say in that. That was all Dixie Carter making all these reactionary moves just to try to move the needle that never moved. Because Dixie Carter doesn't know what she did. To this day, she doesn't know what went wrong with TNA.
AJ Styles turned down being inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Do you understand how much of a bad taste in his mouth and how disgusted he was with that place that he had to be to say, I don't want that. My best years, my youngest years, some of the most incredible matches I've ever done in my life that I did here, I don't want to be recognized for it. Damn. And also, I mean, I'm just going to go off of what Brian's comments, but there's such a gap between the youngest person on this list, he said, was Batista. The peak, the space between Batista's peak and everything else is massive. It's a Grand Canyon. A whole lifetime happened in between that. You can't compare that. You can't. Batista, John Cena, WrestleMania 21. They both get coronated. They're the future. John Cena goes over JBL. Batista goes over Triple H. This is it. These are the future stars. They're going to lead the company. We never got that moment in this time. We've never gotten that moment. We haven't. Daniel Bryan, I'm going to say it, and no one's going to like what I'm going to say. The Daniel Bryan thing was a fluke. The CM Punk thing was a fluke. When you look at the time frame, talk about the time. At the top, it was small. It was a blimp on the radar. And we glorify it because it was great. But that's it. And they were over not because WWE made them over. It's because we, the fans, went, no, we like him. No, we want him. We're telling you we want him. Despite everything you're doing, we want him. So, I don't know. Same thing with the women's revolution. It was us saying, #give Divas a chance. WWE had no interest. You think that they made that Paige versus Nikki Bella match that went 30 seconds because they it was to set up this whole movement? Of course it wasn't. They realized they had to give them a shot. WWE does not know how to build interesting characters anymore.
All right, Nick. We got 2.5 minutes left. Are you ready for the bad news?
All right. Well, I don't say it's bad news, Jake. I don't say it's bad news, but I'm gonna let you. How about
it's bad news for this show?
So, Jake, why don't you take it? I want you to deliver to the people. Everybody, get your notepads, get your phones, get everything out. Major news about the future of the GCSN Wrestling Hour is going to happen right now. Mr. Jake Jollymore, go ahead.
As of next week, we have a new live schedule. The gods of GCSN have spoken, and we are doing a new live schedule. Now, you guys, as our fans, might need to make a big stink about it and get the GCSN Wrestling Hour some more time. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
So, as of next week, and I don't have the full schedule in front of me.
Yeah, we're still working out the details of what the final schedule is going to be. We'll be posting that on all of our major social networks.
Monday. Stop doing that.
I'm not doing anything. It's Martin's feedback. But go ahead.
Monday, I believe we have baseball. Tuesday, we're going to do a live show about football. Wednesday, we are giving you 2 hours because we already have the Wrestling Hour right here. We are going to name the show. It will no longer be called the GCSN Wrestling Hour. We will be going 2 hours every Wednesday. That is confirmed 100% Thursday. I have no idea what show we're doing.
I believe it's basketball, Jake.
I think actually Thursday was hockey.
Oh, Thursday's hockey.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Martin's on top of me. Friday is basketball. Saturday will be Nick and our boys and talking interference sports. And Sunday will be Gavin and our boys at Circus Monkey Sports. We are going to have live shows all week, every day. I mean, we kind of already do that with the Wrestling Hour. But we're going to have different shows now. Now, if the fans make a big deal about the Wrestling Hour not getting enough time, maybe you'll have to change some things on our schedule by letting the powers that be at GCSN know that you like the show. We've hit an hour. What are your thoughts, Nick?
Well, Jake, clearly what happened, and I think I'm just going to say what happened. I don't care who over at GCSN hears it, but people got jealous, Jake. because they saw we were the innovators. We said, hey guys, let's go live streaming talking about stuff. And everyone's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And here we are every week giving you live talk about a sport and an industry and an entertainment field we love. And all of a sudden everyone goes, maybe we should talk about our stuff too. Guys, what I will say is this. We will be here every Wednesday. Obviously, if there is a pay-per-view, you will get us for watch parties, of course. If there's cool interviews that Jake, me, and Nick Eubanks are going to be doing, you will be here. Of course, all your favorite characters between me and Martin and Jake and our friend Andrew and, of course, Mr. Mike Rosa will all be featured on Wednesdays when the time comes. But for now, Wednesdays are for wrestling, my friends. Hashtag Wednesdays are for wrestling. Make sure you check out all the other great shows we have on here. We have an awesome lineup of people who are talking about sports that they know and love.
It's going to be a whole lot of me and Nick, to be honest.
Well, the first a little bit, but as we bring people,
we're going to be cycling people in. So
you will see. So, Jake, you gave them the bad news, which I think is a chance for all of us to shine and bask in the glory that we helped build. But that's just me. Guys,
we're getting a lot of comments from one person on Twitch right now.
Yes, we have our friend to watch. Trying to be rebellious. But I control the StreamYard, so I don't have to show you your comments. All right, I'll show you some comments. Boom. It's just random emojis over and over again.
Yeah, it's funny. Because so I have the Twitch up in the background, and I'm just watching them all come in.
Well, guys, listen. This is your moment. If you love wrestling this much, this week, every day, Monday through Thursday, we will be here live for the GCSN Hour. Of course, 2 hours on Wednesday. So be here, show up, show your support, and let them know that the best thing at GCSN is wrestling.
Pull a Daniel Bryan and force them to give us another day.
Occupy GCSN. All right. Well, guys, this has been fun. We'll see you guys for the rest of the week. And then obviously by the end of the week, we'll show you guys the full lineup of new shows. I've been Nick. He's been Jake. He, I believe, is still Martin. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Guys, we'll see you next time.